Okay, welcome class. This is Girl Move to Tears of Mice and Men CliffsNotes from The Onion. This is our first text from our satire unit. That's unit 4. And here is a reading if you rather just listen to it as you're following along. Okay. Charlottesville, Virginia, in what she described as the most emotional moment of her academic life, University of Virginia sophomore communications major Grace Weaver sobbed openly upon concluding Steinbeck's seminal work of American fiction of Mice and Men's CliffsNotes early last week. This book has changed me in a way that only great literature summaries can, said Weaver, who was so shaken by the experience that she requested an extension on her English 229 essay. The humanity displayed in character flowchart really stirred something in me, and Lenny's childlike innocence was beautifully captured through the simple ranch hand slang words like mentally handicapped and the R word. Added Weaver, I never wanted the synopsis to end. Weaver, who formed an instant connection with Lenny's character description paragraph, said she began to suspect the novel might end tragically after reading the fourth sentence, which suggested that the gentle giant's strength and fascination with soft things would lead to his untimely demise. I was amazed at how attached to him I had become just from the critical commentary, said Weaver, still clutching the yellow and black striped study guide. When I got to the last sentence, George shoots Lenny in the head. It seems so abrupt, but I found out later that the ephemeral nature of life is a major theme of the novel. Weaver was assigned of Mice and Men, a novel scholars have called a masterpiece of austere prose and the most skillful example of American naturalism under 110 pages. As part of her early 20th century fiction course and purchased the Cliff Notes from a cardboard rack at her local Barnes& and Noble. John Whittier Ferguson, her professor for the class, told reporters this was not the first time one of his students has expressed interest in the novel's plot summary. It's one of those universal American stories, said Ferguson after being informed of Weaver's choice to read the Cliff Notes instead of the pocket sized novel. I look forward to skimming her essay on the importance of following your dreams and randomly assigning it a grade. Though she completed the 2-page brief synopsis in one sitting, Weaver said she felt strangely drawn into the plot overview and continued on exploring the more fleshed out chapter summaries. There's something to be said for putting in that extra time with a good story, Weaver said. You just get more out of it. I'm also going to try to find that book about rabbits that George was always reading to Lenny so that I can really understand the important illusion. Within an hour of completing the Cliff Notes, Weaver was already telling friends and classmates that Steinbeck was her favorite author, as well as reciting select quotations from the important quotations section for their benefit. When I read these quotes, found out which characters they were attributed to, and inferred their context from the chapter outlines to piece together their significance, I was just blown away, said the teary eyed Weaver. And the way Steinbeck wove the theme of hands all the way through the section entitled Hands, he definitely deserved to win that Nobel Prize. Weaver's roommate, Julia Crenshaw, has already borrowed the dog eared highlighted summary of the classic Depression era saga and is expecting to enjoy reading what Weaver described as a really sad story about two brothers who loved to farm. I love this book so much, I'm going to read all of Steinbeck's Cliff Notes, said Weaver. But first, I'm going to the library to check out the original version of Mice and Men, starring John Malkovich and Gary Sinise. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that and repeat it and follow along as you do your annotations.